Deanne Keanne, conservative to remain in Europe. You have been campaigning and you have been defeated because Leave has won. Now, what's next?
Well, I believe that we can still survive. We will have a chance now to go to the European economic area and maybe be able to negotiate something, because obviously we've lost a lot of privilege with being in the single market. But I do believe it's a big possibility, and I also believe that Scotland should try and stay with us too, by them trying to go out and to leave the UK and try to be independent because they want to be in with the EU. I don't think it's going to work, and I believe that David has done his best by not trying, by not triggering the Article 50 of the Lisbon Treaty. He does need to wait until the new Prime Minister is appointed. They have to give him at least 3 months, and we will be hopefully campaigning for the two candidates which we hope will be known by tomorrow, I believe. I'm looking very forward to that. And I know that we can still survive with Brexit.
And what is happening now in the Conservative Party? Because Cameron announced his resignation. Who will be the next Prime Minister? Boris Johnson, or maybe someone else still have chance?
I think Boris is a very good candidate. Obviously, he has got the charisma, the personality, regardless of people heckling him since David has mentioned his resignation. I think we might have a surprise person. It could be a dark horse such as Theresa May, or even it could be someone like Stephen Crabb, he's the Department for Work and Pensions Minister, or it's hard to say. Michael Gove would have been brilliant if he'd wanted to do it, even though he might seem a bit bland to some people, but he's so intellectual, and I do love Michael. I must say, Michael Gove. Oh, it's a bit, to me it's a little bit tricky. I can't say.
But who is your favorite one?
Oh, it's a bit hard for me to say, but I must admit I've met Boris on a few occasions and he's such good fun. And then again, I like Theresa May, the Home Secretary. I think it'd be lovely for a change to have another lady. I mean, I look up to Maggie Thatcher, and I think, it'd be lovely to have a Maggie Thatcher in waiting. And I think Theresa, depending on how she plays it all out, she actually could be the dark horse to actually be the new Prime Minister. But then again, we might get an even shocker result with someone like Stephen Crabb, or maybe the business, is it Sajid Javid? Possibility somebody like that. I mean, if not, if it's Boris would be good. I mean, at least we'd have a lot of fun. We'd be a bit like Trump in a different, his charisma is there. He's got what it takes, I guess.
After Brexit, what are you afraid of?
I think the main thing that I'm more concerned with is our economic stability and our credibility. I mean, before our credit rating as a country was AAA, it's now gone down to AA. I know that we can build and we'll be able to get back on an even keel. But
even pound regain.
The pound has come up a little bit, so maybe that's a good. That gives me. It's giving me some kind of encouragement that we will survive. I believe we will, but it's going to take maybe 2 to 3 years to get the stability properly. Once we can get rid of that Article 50 of the Lisbon Treaty, I believe we'll be on our way.
In the British society, especially in the communities, in the minorities, there is a fear about a possible racism wave after this victory of Brexit. Some are afraid of this, even if, of course, there are also people with foreign background who have voted for Leave, really. But, however, some people in the minorities are afraid of racism. What do you think? Which message you can give also to them?
I think they should all not worry too much. I believe that they'll be okay. I mean, I think it's just a matter of the country just getting back on its feet again, because obviously there's a lot of reshuffling in with the government, with the Labour Party, with the Conservative Party, even with the Liberal Democrat. I think the whole government just needs to get itself sorted out and back on an even keel, and now I think they'll be okay as well.
And what about the European citizens who are afraid of deportations, of losing their right to stay here?
I think they shouldn't worry too much, because even with that now, they're going to be sorting things out. Once they've been here working for, I believe it's 4 or 5 years, I think they still have they cannot just be left out. They can't be thrown out. Once they've been paying their taxes and they're working honestly, they will not. The government will I'm sure, will look at each of their cases and they will judge them accordingly and fairly.